What is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Tartarus V2, which is a one-handed keyboard by Razer with mecha membrane switches, programmable RGB, and a whole slew of other features that make this one of the best one-handed keyboards on the market. Let's get it. Alrighty guys, over here at the Stormtrooper desktop as always, and as you can see I am no stranger to one-handed keyboards. Every time I game on PC, if it is a first-person shooter, I am always using this Razer Orbweaver right here, which is about 6.5 years old. This is one of the first one-handed keyboards that Razer ever came out with. That full-size keyboard is also a Razer. It's a Black Widow. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. They just make really good products, so yeah. So Razer packaging always looks phenomenal, and it generally keeps your product in there nice and snug. There's probably some memory cut foam, or at least some kind of doodad holding it in there well. So the box itself, you have some lime green branding, which is synonymous with Razer. That was kind of their original theme color. It gives you some of the features on the back here. Mecha membrane switches, which are really awesome. I have tested a Razer keyboard on this channel that had mecha membrane switches, and besides the purples, which I have in my keyboard, they are my second favorite switch by Razer. They have almost like a squishiness like a membrane, but also are tactile and clicky like a mechanical. It's really hard to describe, but they're very impressive. You have 32 programmable keys, which is handled in the Razer Synapse app, which is an application, of course, I already have installed, as it controls both my keyboards, my headphones, any Razer products that I have, and you can actually sync up the RGB lights to do a synced up pattern across all the devices. So if you want to flash, red, white, and blue across all your headphones, keyboards, or look like a crackling fireplace across all of them, you can do that, which is really cool. So opening up the box here, yes indeed, you have some really nice laser cut foam in there, holding this thing in there just perfectly. And just looking at this product off the bat, I can tell that it is a handsome product. Just looking at this thing, I can tell the build quality is quite a bit better than the Orbweaver, as that is 6.5 years old. So you have your instruction manual here. You should also have some Razer stickers in there, as well as a quick start guide. Holy shit. Get your quick start guide and a thank you from Razer for purchasing their products. And then you have your stickers. Not a real Razer product unless you get those stickers, boys. Gotta get those stickers. So instruction manual is black and white, minus a little bit of Razer lime green in there. It does have pretty good font. English is the primary language, and it is quite descriptive. It looks like it goes through how to reprogram and how to get all set up on your PC with the drivers and whatnot. And take a look at the actual Tartarus V2. So obviously V2 stands for version 2. This is the second iteration of the Tartarus. It started with the Orbweaver, then they had the Tartarus, then they had the Tartarus V2, and now they sell the V2, but they also sell the Tartarus Pro, which has analog optical switches. Yes, we are going to be reviewing this probably this evening or tomorrow, and then doing a comparison between these two and the Orbweaver over there. So all the Razer one-handed keyboards. That should be a real doozy of a video. So yeah, this thing, whew. So you have a 10-foot braided cable, very nice. You have a Razer cable tie here. It's just rubberized, but it will hold your cable up and out of the way. You do also have a Razer branded USB port here and a little cover for it. I don't know really why you need the cover, because you're probably going to be plugged into your PC like all the time. But I guess that's good for storage and whatnot. So, oh man, holy bejesus. Okay, awesome. So you have this analog thumbstick cap that you can add or remove as necessary. I think I almost like it without it, because it's a really soft, it's a really slick, scratchy, hard plastic. It's not rubberized or anything. That's kind of weird. That would be a definite plus if they had just rubberized this or something. Yeah, I think it feels better without, actually, because you can cleanly hit the 4 different D-pad spots quite easily. So this is generally associated with spacebar, so this will be your jump and shooters and whatnot. It's extremely comfortable. So this padding right here is super soft. You have like some memory foam padding in there, very, very soft. This is like some of the smoothest velvety material I've ever felt. You do also have a scroll wheel here, which is very nice, and it does also click down, which is pretty cool. You have a button up here 4 programmable buttons there. This thing feels very, very light, but it also feels relatively durable. It doesn't really feel too cheap and chintzy. You do have non-slip pads on the bottom here, so wherever you place it on your desktop, it's not going to go anywhere. And these keys do feel very good. So in comparison to like the purples, which are very, very light. So the purples you barely have to press, which I kind of like. It's very, very light. These, oh, those do feel nice. So you need to use more finger strength to actually actuate them, but once you do, you get a nice wall, a satisfying click, and then it just rebounds. Like it pushes your finger back up almost, like springs it back up. That's impressive. And then the original Orbweaver over here feels okay. It's mechanical switches, but the Orbweaver, it doesn't feel as good as the purples. And then the the mecha membrane switches feel the best, in my opinion. Super nice. Wow. My God. I really do like those mecha membrane keys. I really do. You also have the same mecha membrane on the spacebar over here, which is really, really cool. So mecha membrane keys, I'm going to show you a comparison to my other keyboard, which is actual mechanical purple switches. So these mecha membrane keys are very interesting because they're kind of like a old school membrane keyboard, which has that rubber plunger down there at the bottom. However, you also have a support bar in there, and it gives it kind of a nice tactile click. It's kind of like having a mechanical and membrane keyboard in one, which is very hard to describe to someone. You really do have to feel it to understand, but it feels extremely satisfying to click. Alright, so as soon as I plugged it in, obviously the RGB illuminated, and then my Razer Synapse 3 app, which I've already had installed, popped up and told me that it needs a new update for the drivers for the new device, so it also requires a restart apparently, so we're going to do that. Meow. It's coordinated with my other keyboard. I like to see that. And also if those headphones are powered on, those are also Razer, and they also do have RGB, so they'd be doing the same thing. So you're going to go ahead and share my screen. So this is the Razer Synapse app, and this is the studio portion of the application where you can choose your RGB effects and whatnot, set up custom profiles. So this is actually my motherboard, so inside my case, which is pretty cool that it coordinates with Razer products. This is my keyboard. I do have a Razer mouse, but I just use it as a backup. I have another mouse that I prefer. Here is the Tartarus V2, and then the headphones over here, and they're all doing this kind of cascading fireplace effect, which I think is really, really cool. So if you come over here to the home menu, you see my 3 connected Razer devices. You can obviously change settings for all of them, but we're just focusing on the Tartarus V2 because that's what this video is about. So you can reprogram these... You can reprogram all 19 of these keys here. You can also change the functionality for scrolling up, down, or clicking down on the scroll wheel. You can also set these 4 directions, which is really cool. And you can also control that button and this pad here, which generally you're just going to leave as space. So I'm going to leave all of these default, and we're going to hop into Cold War. I'm going to put the bots on their hardest possible setting. I might go on an online match, but I think since I'm commentating through this and I'm kind of talking about, giving you guys my thoughts and opinion of this product, I probably don't really want to hop into online, but I will put the bots on veteran or whatever their hardest mode is and just mollywop them using this new keyboard. And we'll see how it stacks up against the Orbweaver, which is like 6.5 years old, and I've been using it daily for probably a few months or so since my buddy gave it to me, because he used it for MMOs, didn't really use it, so threw it my way, and I've been using the hell out of it. He doesn't really play first-person shooters like at all, so I think it's a better fit for me, as a one-handed keyboard really is for first-person shooters. If you're playing an MMO or something, you need all those extra key binds on the full-size keyboard. But if you are playing a shooter, you want as much mouse space as possible to aim. I have a full-size mouse pad here, so when I'm using my one-handed keyboard, I have like 8 to 10 inches of maneuvering space, which is freaking awesome, as where with my full-size keyboard here, I have about 4 to 6, if that. That's if I scoot my keyboard over to the left. So enough jaw jacking and lip smacking. Let's smack some bots around. Alrighty, boys. Well, we got these bots set over here on veteran. So right off the bat, I notice this is very comfortable in comparison to the Orbweaver. However, it has no adjustability. The Orbweaver has 3 points of adjustment where you can adjust for different lengths of fingers. You can adjust different wrist heights, different angles for your palm. As where this is just fixed. It's completely fixed. There is no customizability in ergonomics or anything like that. So hopefully you like the way it feels. If not, get fucked. Because, yeah. Well, I don't have any presets for bots. All my presets are on
free for all.
Online.
Work clean and by the book.
It's been a while since I played COD, so I might be getting wrecked.
Removed her.
I hear footsteps. Oh.
Spy plane available for tasking.
Ooh, them veteran bots don't fuck around, boy. In case any of you guys are wondering, like, oh, this guy's just wrecking bots. He probably sucks on multiplayer. Actually, my KD ratio is currently at 3.6, so not great. I mean, I'm not flexing and saying I'm some beast of a player or anything like that, but I do okay for myself, and I have only been on keyboard and mouse for a year and a half, boys.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
So this feels really good. The mecha membrane keys feel stunning.
Care package on standby.
Them veteran bots, boy. This is a good way to actually run drills, is against veteran bots. You will actually pick up
Enemy spy plane inbound.
skills that will transfer to actual online. Oh, and I gotta kill my mine. Oh, there's a shitload of these hoes.
Enemy counter spy plane inbound.
So here's how I always tell people. Veteran bots are better than the average player that you'll encounter online, but not as good as the good players, if that makes sense. I probably could have articulated that better, but veteran bots, they're all super fucking juiced, and they play better than the majority of players you're going to find online. However, what's my melee? Ah! However, you will occasionally find those Stallions online that will absolutely dick slap you. So yeah, ergonomics are really good. Those mecha membrane keys feel really good. It is a bit of a learning curve from the Orbweaver because it takes a lot more gusto or strength to actually depress the buttons. But overall, I think it feels great. That palm rest feels phenomenal. You can burn in hell. Oh, I just flashed myself. And I'm about to grenade myself. Woo! Damn, them vet bots, boy. Them vet bots, boy. Yeah, you should shit on vet bots. We're gonna blame it on the new keyboard. Through a whole meg. What a fucking stallion.
Female hostile deleted.
Deleted. Control-Alt-Deleted.
Spy plane is enemy counter spy planes overhead.
I'm a pretty big fan of the Tartarus V2, honestly. I think the mecha membrane switches feel absolutely amazing. Ergonomically, it feels fantastic. Even though there's no adjustability for it, the one and only default setting it's in feels pretty good. I do like the RGB, especially if you already have any Razer products, you will be able to coordinate those, which is really cool. You know, RGB adds frames per second. We all know that. Helps get you more kills and more ass as well. I do highly recommend it, but we still have the Tartarus Pro to review and then also compare with the Orbweaver and the Tartarus V2. So that'll probably be a great video for you guys that are looking for a one-handed keyboard, whether it's from Razer or any brand. Razer makes phenomenal one-handed keyboards and just gaming peripherals in general. Not sponsored by them. Should be, probably. All right, guys. Have a great day. Peace.